For it is up to us to reject Washington's mass murderous messianic militarism and to remember the wisdom of the old time-worn social justice command: fight the rich, not their wars. Fight the rich, not their wars. Speaking of the rich, the owners and the top managers of Boeing, of Raytheon, of Lockheed Martin, of XE Services, Z Services, which is how they renamed Blackwater, and Rockwell Collins were very happy this week. They're getting their annual Christmas gift from the federal government, the House and the Senate. And when I say the House, that includes Dave Lobsek, your elected representative of the U.S. Congress here, voted $600 billion for the Pentagon's annual base budget. The administration has requested and will receive $129 billion to support continued military operations in Iraq and Afghanistan, despite its earlier promise to not use supplemental appropriations to fund the war beyond fiscal year 2009. Obama will be asking for and will be receiving supplemental funding. His Afghanistan surge will cost $1 million per soldier, totaling $30 billion per year. Never mind that the continuing illegal colonial occupations of Iraq and Afghanistan are wildly popular at home and abroad. Never mind that the U.S. war on Afghanistan is every bit as illegal as its war on Iraq. Never mind that all the justifications that Obama gives for continuing and escalating in Afghanistan are totally false and absurd. And never mind the growing list of unmet social needs right here in the so-called imperial homeland. Out here in the real world, down here in the other America, the real America, beyond the war masters' planning rooms, beyond the corporate suite, the official unemployment rate is 10%. The real unemployment rate is 20%. One in four American children now depend on food stamps. 45,000 Americans die each year in connection with their lack of health insurance. Our schools, our roads, our public housing, our finances are in shocking disrepair. Our ecology is moving into irreversible crisis that our government is perpetuating right now, today, by undermining serious efforts towards global carbon emission reductions in Copenhagen. Obama has ruled out a second economic stimulus because he says we lack the resources. We just don't have the money, he says. Oh, really? We have trillions of taxpayer dollars to bail out and pay off gigantic parasitic financial institutions that push the economy over the cliff. We have untold billions to spend each year on maintaining the highest incarceration rate in the world, on keeping 2.3 million fellow Americans behind bars. We have $100 billion to spend next year on the bombing of Afghan wedding parties and the sending of Predator missiles into Pakistani villages. Uncle Sam says he's all out of money for jobs and for education and health care as he signs off on a Pentagon budget that amounts to $1 trillion a year, which accounts for half of the military spending on Earth, which supports 800 military bases spread across more than 130 countries in the world, all in the name of something that they call defense. Barack Obama feels compelled to say that his so-called health reform won't add a dime to the deficit. When's the last time you heard a president or a legislator say that their supplemental war funding bill won't add a dime to the deficit? He never has to say that when he spends spending bills for the Pentagon, which enjoys an open-ended, debt-financed taxpayer commitment that, like its wars, is without end. defense and on programs of social uplift, Dr. Martin Luther King said on April 4th, 1967, is approaching spiritual death. What do we want? From Dave Loebsack, from Barack Obama, from our government. We want the troops out of Afghanistan and Iraq. We want a major slashing of the war budget and a new level of investment in jobs, health care, environmental healing, healthy food, education, social justice. We want a politics and policy that gets behind the people and justice for the many, not profit for the few, and war and poverty for the rest. We want a peace dividend. We want an end to spiritual death. We want a democratic revolution that puts people and the common good first over profit and war. Fight the rich, including Wells Fargo, not their wars.
Yay!